Hi there, it's Nick Dutch back on the camera again one more time, continuing talking about the subjects of astral projection and the astral projection experimentation that I've been getting on with within recent days. Last night's one was pretty difficult. To be quite honest, I don't really think that anything major actually happened. But what I could do is use this video to give you an opportunity to hear my opinion upon the subject of wing buds. This is a phenomenon which I don't think I've mentioned at all in my 3+ years of doing videos here on YouTube. And it's a very odd sensation. There's one particular YouTube user who's private messaged me saying that if you visualize wings coming out of your shoulder blades when you're in your meditation trying to do astral projection and flap these imaginary wings, it's much easier to go into your astral projection, because presumably there's a suggestion of rising. Yeah, that's a good idea to add that as a visualization. But one thing happened to me, this was a fair few years ago, and again this was during a time when I was trying to practice as best as I could with astral projection. I did get a sensation, sort of just slightly beneath the shoulder blades themselves, which felt like a warming sensation, and it did feel like there was something protruding from the body. It was very peculiar. Was it like a physical sensation? Yes, it was a physical sensation, but it was a physical sensation of warmth taking shape and form, and the warmth itself protruding from the body. It was not as if there was an extra physical limb suddenly appearing from beneath my shoulder blades. It was a limb made of warmth and electrical sensation, which was the kind of feeling that one would expect to get if one was experiencing a wing bud sensation, namely as if one is about to sprout wings, angel wings, from one's back. It was a very strange sensation. It occurred spontaneously and without any extra work on from my part to try and make this sensation occur. I was not visualizing wings. I have done wing visualizations before, but in this particular case I did not. I just sort of like went into the meditation, tried to do the astral projection, and instead of getting the typical tingling sensation on the third eye area, or indeed at the back of the head, the kind of like medulla oblongata type brain stem area, I got a sensation on two locations on the back, which was weird. Now, essentially, as far as explanations of these things are concerned, from a skeptical point of view, I was in a deep meditation. It could well be that there was some kind of release of stress within the circulation, and different parts of the circulation near the skin had opened up a little more around certain regions, and maybe I was very stressed at the time, therefore that had cut off a lot of the circulation around the shoulders and the neck. Apparently modern research demonstrates that if you do go through a stressful time, that does build up toxins in the body, which accumulates around the neck and the shoulders, and so when you relax, when you get relief, then something good happens to that part of the body, so it is assumed. So maybe I was tense, I was in meditation, there was relaxation finally occurring, thus allowing more blood to circulate where it wasn't previously circulating, around about the upper body in the back. That's one possibility. The second interpretation could possibly be, again, a skeptical interpretation, would be that this is a psychological phenomenon. I've been filling my ideas full of the idea of rising. We're in the Western world where there are the archetypes of angels who are, humans with wings. And therefore, there is some kind of connection between the archetypes already inside my head and the idea of rising, and so on and so forth. Those are two hypothetical explanations. There's probably a million billion more skeptical interpretations, and because there's quite so many of them, that demonstrates that they are interpretations and therefore they are not facts. I mean, you can leave your own skeptical interpretation into what the wing bud symptoms suggest down there in the comment section. Alright, But again, it's only, a suggestion based upon your own point of view. But the fact of the matter is, this was another strange experience which did just happen to me. I could, after that time, bring that sensation back occasionally through trying to visualize and feel and sense that happening. It's almost as if there's like just a greater ease that develops for a period of a few months to allow either circulation or warmth or whatever it was in those particular locations on the back to occur, and to occur with greater regularity. The ease and ability for me to do these things occurred for a few months. Again, I personally cannot explain it. But because I personally cannot explain it, that does not mean to say there is no explanation, or indeed that the only explanation happens to be a supernaturalist one. What it means to say is it is a strange experience. It's just like the phrase unidentified flying object. That does not mean alien. It means an object which flies and is unidentified. Okay? It does not mean alien or UFO or flying saucer from outer space. It just means an object which is unidentified. Okay? So I've had a sensation. I cannot identify properly or fully or completely what the sensation means. I therefore have to remain open-minded but skeptical, very skeptical, and not to draw any hard and fast conclusions from it, because that would cause insanity, and would definitely make us a certain species of religious nutter really rather happy and probably wet themselves with glee. But on the other hand, it might just be bullshit, so they'll be wetting themselves with glee for no particular reason, and that would obviously improve the trouser industry somehow, because the number of people, never mind, I could go on a peculiar fantasy ramble about this thing for forever if you wanted me to, but I'm not going to bother. Needless to say, I have spoken to people as part of my work, as well as what you might call muggles, ordinary people who are probably rather skeptical about this sensation, and it does appear that it's probably a little more common than we might like to believe. It happens. Whether it's a biological thing which has caused us to have the stories of angels, or whether it isn't. I don't think we can say either way, or whether it means I am actually an angel. I mean, God, that's the problem with these things, okay? There's too many questions. There's not enough answers. I'm going to have to leave it ambivalently.